Hi makers, I'm here today to tell you about my fall 2025 retreat. We are going Stitchin', Vermont. That's right, I am thrilled to announce that from October 3rd to October 7th, we are going to enjoy the beauty of fall in Vermont. I've always been a hostess at heart. I love having people in my home and caring for them, and so being an experienced instructor at a variety of other retreats has led to me hosting my own now, and it's just such a pleasure to be a part of your making experience. Registration for this retreat will open on February 14th. That's right, Valentine's Day. So maybe give somebody a little hint at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Write that on your calendar and set yourself a reminder because last time, the slots went very, very quickly. I was thrilled and shocked at the same time. I've been to a lot of states in the US, but I've never been to Vermont, which is so silly because I only hear wonderful things about it. So when I decided that a fall retreat was in order, that was my first choice. When it happened to line up with the Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival, I knew it was meant to be. We're going to be staying at the gorgeous Ottauquechee Farm in Bridgewater, Vermont. It's less than an hour away, but we're going to be enjoying a comfy, cozy, spacious ride on a charter bus. So we all get to spread out and knit our way there as we anticipate getting to see and meet new vendors and new makers that maybe we haven't met before. Ottauquechee Farm, or OQ Farm, is as magical as it sounds. There are lots of animals around, and our hostess, Eileen, has been so wonderful to work with. She's just been super friendly, and she's going to be setting up a time for us to feed the sheep and the alpacas that are on the farm. So that's one thing that I'm really looking forward to. When I talked to Eileen for the first time, I just knew that I had to stay at her farm. She has this incredible friendliness and just is so accommodating, which is exactly the kind of person that I would trust with my special guests. There are so many cozy spaces on the property, but there's also way more single rooms available than in my previous retreat. So I'm super excited that we'll be able to have a few more guests this time around. I have 26 slots. I can't wait for you to check out my website so that you can see all the pictures that I have of the farm and of Holly's cooking, and you can check out the Vermont Sheep and Wool Fiber Festival website and look at the vendors. If you think you might be going on the retreat and you want to shoot me an email and say, hey, I love this vendor, check out their yarn, do it. I'd love to hear from you. Because we're going to the Sheep and Wool Festival in Vermont, all of the retreat patterns are going to be designed with yarns that you can find from vendors at the Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival. Some of these vendors are brand new to me, and I can't wait to go shop on their websites and get to know the yarn that they offer. I want to share a little overview with you today, and you'll be able to find all the information about the retreat, pricing, pictures, itinerary, accommodations. From beginning to end, I want you to be totally spoiled, enjoying yourself, relaxing, and doing what you feel like doing. The goal of each of my retreats is to provide a luxurious experience that I can make as accessible as possible.
All these things are live on my website so that you can give it a thorough look through before you register.
Your reservation and registration is all inclusive with just two small exceptions. Guests will be able to choose their own lunches, and if you want to bring any alcohol, that's going to be on you. You'll be able to check into the retreat at 1 p.m. on October 3rd. After that, you'll have a relaxing afternoon to get unpacked, get settled in before our welcome dinner, which is catered by our personal chef for the weekend, Holly Pierce. Holly's business is called The Soul Chef, and her food looks incredible. She's going to be preparing multiple meals for us throughout the weekend, including our dinners and a Sunday brunch. Holly is also going to be giving us a little workshop about farm to table.
It's always been important to me to support the local community when I travel, and definitely now that I'm hosting retreats. So, one of the ways that I'm doing that when we go to Vermont is we are having two wonderful local artists come in and give us incredible, unique workshops. I've been an instructor at innumerable retreats, but I think it's a total treat for us to be able to get out of our little knitting bubble sometimes and experiment with other forms of art. So, we're going to be welcoming Michelle Hugh, and she's going to be teaching us a sculptured beading workshop. I would never have thought of that on my own, but I'm super excited to have her. And in addition to that, we have Sarah Maxwell Crosby, who is a professional artist and painter. Her work is displayed in galleries, and the workshop that she's come up with for us is going to have us use a variety of materials to lay out, which we will paint and use ink to put over to create texture and depth. And I am just super excited to see what this is going to look like. I think that I'm going to be digging through my swatches to find some really cool, nice lace textured swatches to bring with me. So aside from visiting the Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival and supporting those vendors, we're going to be supporting the community by featuring two local artists, a private chef, and of course, OQ Farm itself.
To get to Bridgewater, there are two airports that are less than an hour away: Rutland, which is in Vermont, and Lebanon, which is in New Hampshire. Rutland is just a little bit closer, but I hear that they're really close in distance, so you won't be having to drive or Uber a long distance if you're flying into the retreat like I am. So again, we're stitching Vermont from October 3rd to October 7th this fall 2025 at OQ Farm in Bridgewater, Vermont. Make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter so that you get the announcement that registration is live. We're also attending the Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival, and we're going to be supporting the local vendors there. We're going to be enjoying awesome food from our personal chef. We're going to be surrounded by sheep and alpaca and get to interact with them and maybe some other farm animals too. And we're going to be in Vermont when the leaves are changing and everything is beautiful. So I could not be more excited for this experience, and I really hope that you'll consider joining me. Mark your calendars for February 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern to make sure that you're able to have the best shot at grabbing a slot for this incredible experience. I hope you can join me this fall. If not, don't worry, there will be other opportunities. Bye for now. When I was at Rhinebeck last year, I just happened to pick up a sweater quantity from Junction Fiber Mill, so I wanted to give you a little peek. So those two yarns are just all you'll know for now about one of the retreat capsule collection patterns.